Ladies and gentlemen, I recently finished reading this book titled Holy Cows and Loose Cannons, the Duffer Chronicles. I ordered the hard copy from Amazon and it cost me rupees 595. The book was apparently released in April 2025. The author is an ex-IAS officer, Avay Shukla, who retired as the additional chief secretary of Himachal Pradesh in 2010. The book itself is a delightful collection of 51 short blogs written by him between July 2020 and April 2024. I say delightful because it touches upon several topics, be it social, political, environmental, or even spiritual, in a lighter vein but with a razor sharp wit, humor, and satire. Nobody is spared, be it the executive, legislature, or the judiciary, and definitely not the media. And being from Himachal Pradesh, he certainly has a soft corner for the actress Kangana Ranaut, who gets a mention in his Chronicles many times, and each time, while she would probably fume at her mention, you would roll on the floor dying with laughter. As for example, in one of the chapters from a blog dated March 28th, 2024, he states about Kangana Ranaut, and I quote, Kangana Ranaut, eminent historian and chronicler of India's independence, has been given a ticket by the BJP to contest the Mandi Lok Sabha seat in Himachal Pradesh, unquote. Obviously in reference to the statements by the actress about India gaining real independence in 2014. The title Duffer Zone is a play on the buffer zone between India and China, but serves as a sarcasm on the issues related to the border there. He says in the concerned chapter, and I quote, regardless of where our buffer zone lies, however, it is clear that the Indian side of the line of actual control is one big duffer zone all the way to Kanyakumari. And this is not something we can blame the Chinese for. It's all made in India, unquote. And then he goes about justifying all that, which sometimes makes you laugh and sometimes makes you ponder, and depending on your disposition, even angry that you might throw away his book in the dustbin. What emotions it evokes inside you, you need to find out by reading the book. Politicians are not spared either. As for example, Avay Shukla mentions in a Wodehouse style, some of us may recall that revolutionary doctrine enunciated by one of the India's leading economists, Amit Shah, a couple of years ago, visually, that selling pakoras by the roadside constitutes gainful employment. And then there's a hilarious mention of a national park in Tripura where a lion-lioness pair were named Akbar and Sita, and the Honorable High Court, no less, had to pass an order so that the animals could be given new names. He goes on to mention there, apparently a religious outfit had objected to the names, though it is not clear whether their refined sensibilities had been offended by the naming of an animal after a goddess, or whether it was the pairing with a Mughal name which made them see red or saffron in this case. So you see, viewers, he brings out the fault lines in our country in a lighter vein, but the truth is often told in a lighter vein. I could go on and on about the topics covered in those 51 chapters, each of which is a delight to read. You can enjoy the book by your bedside, reading a couple of chapters each time and going to sleep in a good mood, or you could read a lot of them waiting for a flight at the airport. The book has a good play with words and uses some words which I had to look up in the dictionary. But that is all good since you end up learning something more, and it does not exactly come in the way of the pleasure of reading the Holy Cows and Loose Cannons, the Duffer Chronicles. After reading the book, it is clear to me that there is no equivalent of a censor board of films for the books, because the book is a sharp criticism in a humorous way of the times we are living in. There is one chapter in the book, though, which stands out and hits you in a peculiar way, and that chapter is called You Don't Live Only Once. This chapter is about life, death, soul, and rebirths. Avay Shukla really touches your heart and almost shocks you by telling some things which he experienced personally. And that gives gravitas to his humor and sarcasm about the times we are living in. I would say go ahead and read the book. I will eagerly wait for the next edition, which I'm sure Avay Shukla must be cooking with enthusiasm. Cheers.